Hey guys, it's been a long time since we've done a video. Hopefully this will be our last one in a while. We found a small glitch that a few people are being affected with. So today we're releasing an update to fix it. So the glitch will only affect, hopefully a small minority. But basically what's happening is some TVs are telling the system that it's DVI instead of HDMI, so we're not getting audio. So if you plug in your system and you're not getting audio, this is the fix for it. If you haven't seen that problem, it's not likely you are going to have a problem. But if you're planning on bringing it over to friends' houses and things like that, it might not be a bad idea to do the update anyway, so that if you go to a friend's place, it'll work. So today we're going to show you how to do it. David's here today to help us kind of go through the process. But he's built the system to automatically update the system via Wi-Fi in your home. So we're going to show you how to set up your ALLCADE to connect to it, and then David will show us how the software works, and we've tried to make it as painless as possible. So here's our ALLCADE system. So this is the one we're going to be doing today. It's still bagged up. This should be pretty much identical to what you got at home. If you have an 8-bit or a 16-bit, it's the same process, but today we're going to be doing it on the 64. Apart from that, there's one file you have to download. In the link below, or in the the details below, we'll have a link that you can click on to download the file to get you started. And David here is going to show you how to open the file and how to get everything going. So here's David.
Okay. Hi. So the first thing you're going to have to do is download the file in the description down below. We've already gone ahead and done that. It's this zip folder here. So first step, just go ahead, click extract all, extract it, and open that folder. This settings.vis file, that's the first thing that you need to do. And you take a clean USB key, so completely empty. And we're going to copy that settings.vis file onto the USB key. Okay, so what this is going to do is it's going to enable the settings so you can configure your ALLCADE to connect to your Wi-Fi. And Luke's going to go ahead and show you how to do that.
Awesome. So David has just created this USB key right here. All we've done is you've just taken a blank USB key and thrown that one file on it. And David briefly explained it, but basically what that's going to do is it's going to open up a hidden menu inside your ALLCADE to allow us to make a few changes, and then we'll be able to update your system. So I guess the next step is to actually power this up. So we're going to open it up, and we're going to plug this in just like you would at home. So we've got a single HDMI cable. We've got a single power cable, and then of course it's helpful to have a controller as well. Alright, so I'll change the input on my TV here. And power it up. Okay, so we're working on this TV for a reason. This is the only TV we have access to that we've found has the audio issue. So I'll just show you. If I open up the game here, you'll see we have no audio. And of course, we'll show you, once we fixed it, we'll show you the audio working as well. So this is the game that our team actually made. If you get in and actually do some playing on it, you may find some familiar looking characters. We've hidden the developers of the ALLCADE as characters into the game. And we should be having audio by now, and we've got nothing. So obviously there is a problem with this TV's communication with the ALLCADE, so we're going to fix that now. So I'm going back to the main menu, and you'll see I've just got these three menus. These should be the same three menus that you have, unless of course you've installed some other systems. But out of the box, this is what you're going to have, and by adding this USB key, we're going to add a fourth. So we just plug it in, wait a few seconds, and the screen will go black and come back with a fourth option. This little gear has appeared. So now we're ready to make some real progress. So we're going to come over to the gear, we're going to go down to Wi-Fi. It's going to scan for all your wireless networks. You're going to want to connect to your own and make sure that the computer you're using is connected to the same network. So of course we have our own Wi-Fi here. Once you've entered your password, don't press start or anything like that. Just come down to this arrow key right here. It's equivalent to the enter key on your keyboard. You're going to press A, and now you're going to go back to the main menu and wait for about 30 seconds. The reason we're waiting is we just want to make sure that everything's fully connected, that it's logged into the Wi-Fi network successfully before we start doing any restarts or anything on your system to make sure that you're properly logged in. So we'll give it a few more seconds here, and now we're going to come down and click reboot. It takes about 5 to 10 seconds for it to shut down all the backward processes before it shuts down, so don't just keep mashing A or anything. Once you've told it to do it, just give it a few seconds and it'll shut down on its own. And of course we should be back in about 12 seconds, our infamous boot time. And here we go. So now, if I go down in the main menu, we're not going to go into the funky gear menu anymore. We're going to go to the one that you had before, the power button looking one. We're going to go down to Information and Network Information. Now this interface LO was there before. The one we just created is the interface WLAN. This is your wireless IP address, and you need to write this down. So you're going to just take a pen and paper, or whatever's handy, and we're going to get you to write down that IP address. So it's always going to start with 192.168, and these last numbers will vary based on the system. So this one is 0.41. If you have if your router is set up for a static IP address or something fancy, these numbers might be a little bit different, but as long as you have an exact copy of this number, the process will work just fine. So on mine, I got 192.168.0.41. And that's all I need. So now we're ready to go back to the computer, and David will step you through the rest. All right, it's all yours, David.
So the next step we're going to do is we need to actually run the patching utility. So if you go back to the folder we extracted earlier, that's the same one that's got the settings.vis folder file in it. You're going to launch the ALLCADE patch utility.exe. And this is what's actually going to update your system. So first thing we need to do is in this IP address text box, you're going to write down the number that you copied down earlier. So in our case, that's 192.168.0.41. And it's going to scan for your system. So as long as your computer and your ALLCADE are on the same network, you should get that. So we've got successfully connected to ALLCADE 64 at your IP address. So I'm just going to move this over to our other screen here and go back to the ALLCADE. Okay, so here we've got the ALLCADE on the big screen and the patch utility on the small screen back here. I'm just going to try and move out of your way. And we're just going to click this Update ALLCADE button. And that's going to run through the process. And restart the ALLCADE, do a bunch of background stuff while it keeps it shut down. And here we can see it's already rebooting. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a little bit longer. The patching utility is going to verify, make sure everything's gone through correctly. It's just giving the ALLCADE a little bit of extra time to make sure everything's connected properly, especially with wireless connections. Yeah, so it's just told us that everything has been patched successfully. So, fingers crossed, the game should actually give us sound now. There we go. All fixed.
Okay guys, so that's the patch through and through. We started with a TV that does that kind of weird audio syncing issue. We've patched it, we finished it off. There's one thing we want to do now, and there's a good reason for it. So these systems, the base system we're running on does have Wi-Fi. It's really helpful for us to do patches like this. However, the base system under here has an update utility, and if you update it, it will replace a bunch of our critical files, and that is not repairable remotely. That is something that you would have to send it into us to get fixed. So we strongly, strongly urge you from this point to go in and disable your Wi-Fi. So now we're going to come over, we're going to go down to our Wi-Fi, and we're going to disable this Wi-Fi connection, so it's no longer online. And now we're going to come over and physically remove our flash drive here. So the flash drive we have with the settings.viz file in it, we're going to pull it out. The system's going to do a hard reset. And now we're back to our 3 icons. Now, the only reason we get you to do that is because in our main menu here, there's an online updater. That online updater has been disabled, and for good reason. So do not use that online updater. Our Wi-Fi updater is what we will use for any authentic upgrades. And that's it. We got the system ready to go. Did I miss anything, David?
No, that sounds good to me.
Sounds like we're good to go. So thank you very much for watching the video. If you do have any issues, any problems, we will have a written step-by-step as well if we're going too fast for you. Aside from that, send us a message, give us a call. We'll be happy to help you out. And that's all we got. So have an awesome day, and we'll see you later.